All right, guys, today we're going to look at a system with three variables. Recall a system of equations is two or more linear equations. We got three today. We're not going to go any further than that. So here's the steps. I'm going to walk you through it. Basically, you pick two of the three equations, you eliminate a variable. You take the third equation and one of the other two, you eliminate the same variable. Then you got two systems of two equations and you do the same thing we've been doing. I'm going to be using elimination. No substitution. It's just easier, in my opinion. So that's how I'm going to do it. If you're more comfortable with substituting, go for it. But let's roll. All right. These get long and complicated. Well, not complicated, but a lot of arithmetic. So use your calculator and just probably start a fresh page each time. Unless you write really small, then maybe two per page. But don't try and squeeze one of these in at the end. It's not going to work. The very first thing I do is name my equations. A, B, and C. Let's do it. So now we need to decide which variable we're going to eliminate. I'm going to look at A. Nothing too terribly interesting to jump out at me. I'm looking at B. Oh, C2. Yeah. Do you see it? Y. It has a coefficient of 1. Let's get rid of that thing. So anytime you're doing a system of equations, a coefficient of 1 is always your best friend. Makes it easy to eliminate something. So I'm going to grab equation A, because we need all three of them anyway, so I'm going to start with A, and equation B. I could use equation C, doesn't matter, but I'm going to do A and B. I could use either one of these because they both have a Y with a coefficient of 1. So it makes it easier. You could eliminate Z's if you want to. It doesn't matter, but that's the easiest way to do it. Look for a coefficient of 1. Okay, quit yammering and start working. So, 2x minus 6y plus 9z equals -8. Okay, guys, on this one, I'm going to work it all out as detailed steps as possible. On the next one, I'm going to show you a little bit of shorthand, not really a shortcut, but it'll save you some space and some time. You choose which one you want to do. So that's my equation A. Copy down my equation B. Now, if I just add these together, nothing's canceling. Don't do it. We got to make something cancel, and we say we're going to cancel those y's. That's a -6. I need this to be a +6, so I need to multiply by 6. So I'm going to write down A again. I'm just going to copy it on down. So notice I'm going horizontal. You could go vertical. You could go however you want, as long as you can follow your own order. It's going to take a lot of paper. 6 times 5, that's 30. You know what? Let me grab my calculator. Let me not mess up. 30. Okay. 6 times 2, 12. 6y. Don't mess up your signs for your sanity's sake. 6 times 10 is 60. Now, if we combine these guys, we're going to get the y's to eliminate. But I need to name this thing. So I'm going to name it AB, because it's A and B stuck together. I'm going to try and color code these things. I'm not sure I'll be successful. 32x. Yeah, 2 and 32x. Y's are gone. 9 and 12 is 21. Z equals. That's going to be 52. I'm going to use a calculator just to be sure, because my brain's not 100% at the moment. 52. Now let's look at what we have. We have two variables in our linear equation. So now it's just like the ones we've been dealing with. If you're thinking, what can I do next? Well, we haven't used C yet. We got to use C. We could do C and A, or we could do C and B. B's got smaller numbers. Let's use B. So I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this guy alone. I'm going to do C and I'm going to do B now. Well, I'm going to do BC. Because alphabet order, why not? Doesn't matter, but that's the order I'm going to do it in. Copy it down. Make sure you don't mess up on copying stuff down too. Either, neither, whatever the proper, whatever kind of word that is would be. Apologize for rambling. 3x plus y minus 8z equals negative 28. Now again, we can't just combine them because y plus y is 2y. It's not going to cancel out. But all I have to multiply by is negative 1. So I'm going to copy down my b again. That's actually, we're going to only have one of these written next time. That's the short cutoff, show you shorthand. And multiply through by negative. That's going to be negative 3x, negative y, positive 8z, and that's going to be a positive 28. Okay, let's combine those. What's the color? So we're going to name this guy BC. 2x, y's are gone, 10z equals 38. Use a calculator. If you mess up one little piece of arithmetic, it throws your entire problem off and you go crazy. Now, take a second. What do you think we're going to do? That's right. We're going to eliminate one of the other variables using AB and BC. I could have just did a TikTok there. So I'm doing AB. I'm actually just stretching my wrists because they hurt. And BC, that's red, so I'll make it red. I'll shove those guys together. Let's see what we come up with. 32x plus 21z equals 52. 32x, 21z equals 52. Didn't copy anything wrong. Okay. Keep checking, guys. Don't let yourself make a copy error. 38. Again, I can't just add them together because it's not going to eliminate. So I'm going to multiply through by, well, let's see, that's 32x and that's a 2x. That's not too terrible. 16. 21 and 10. I'm going with the x's. I mean, I could multiply this by 10 and that by 21, and we could eliminate the z's, but I think it is easier in this case to eliminate the x's. Would it be wrong to eliminate the z's? No. You could have done that first. I don't care. I'm just doing it the easiest possible way I can see. And there might be an easier way that I don't see. But this is what I'm seeing, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to eliminate the x's. That's a positive 32. I need to make this a negative 32. So I need to multiply by negative 16. Okay, I'm going to copy down A, B, this guy, again, this guy, the blue one, because I haven't done anything to him. I'm just going to copy him down. I'm going to multiply by negative 16. That's going to be negative 32x minus 160z. Definitely using a calculator on this next one. Negative 16 times 38 equals negative 608. Oh, okay, let's see. Combine these things. Negative 608 plus 52. Oh, okay. Yeah. That'll work. Sorry. Let me just do it in order. Sorry. I was thinking ahead of myself. Those cancel. 21 minus 160 is negative 139. Z. Oh yeah, I write a Z with a line in it because it doesn't look like a 2 that way. 52 minus 608. Negative 556. And divide that by negative 139. I get 4. So Z is 4. Whew. Are we done? But it's not bad after this. After you have one of the numbers, it's really not too terrible. Then I'm going to pick either one of these guys, A, B, or BC. I'm going to shove in Z and find out what X is. BC's got smaller numbers, so I'm going to use that. So 2x plus 10, again, this is BC. Let me write that down. I'm plugging Z into BC. Okay, now you can type that in the calculator and solve it, or you can just do it by hand. This is not terrible at all. I'm going to do it by hand. So I did 10 times 4 is 40. Subtract 40 from both sides. I get 2x is negative 2. X is negative 1. Okay, I've got Z, I've got X. Still need Y. So you can go back to one of your originals, either A, B, or C. Don't go to one of the ones mixed up over here because you might mess up. Just go back to one of the original ones. Do it. And again, smaller numbers are always nicer, so I'm going to use B. 5x plus y plus 2z, 10. So let's see. I think I have enough right here to write it. 5x plus, oh, wait, sorry. 5x is negative 1 plus y plus 2z, z is 4, equals 10. Double check that. 5x, y, 2z, 10. 5x, y, 2z, 10. Yeah. So then we're just going to solve that. Hit on the right button. So 5, negative 5 plus y plus 8 equals 10. Y plus 3 equals 10. Y equals 7. Okay. We've got x, y, and z. So for a system of two equations, we had an ordered pair for our answer. Here we have an ordered triple. Yes, that's a thing. So it's x, y, z. Negative 1, 7, 4. And that's our answer. Like I said, these are not short problems. So just take your time, work them through, write out your steps, you'll be okay. And you only have one of these on the assessment because they're just tiresome. All right, let's look at another example. In this one, I'm going to show you a little bit of a shorthand to do, what you can do. Don't have to do, but can do. First steps are going to be the same. I'm going to name these guys A, B, C. I might have to pause the video and resume in a minute. Pause right quick, let me see. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. So on this one again, I'm going to show you a bit of shorthand to do this one. So let's first figure out what we're going to eliminate. I'm looking, I see a z that's just got a coefficient of negative 1 right here. That's my guy. That's what I'm going to use. So now I'm going to do a little bit of thinking before I write. So I'm going to eliminate z. Well, I know I need to do A and B, but not just B. What do I need to do to B to make the z cancel out? I need to multiply by 8, a positive 8. So I'm going to write down 8b. So this is what I'm going to do. Instead of writing down my equations and then multiplying through by something, I'm going to go ahead and multiply through right here in my head. Well, with a calculator if I need to. But I'm not going to write down an extra step of just copying the problem. So let me try this. A, 5x, didn't do anything to A, so I'm just copying that one down. Now, I'm going to multiply 8 times b. So if I need to, I'm going to grab my calculator. 8 times 9, 72. So that's 72x. 8 times negative 4, negative 32y. 8 times negative z, negative 8z. 8 times negative 60, negative 600, negative 480. Use a calculator. In fact, I'm going to double check myself because I don't want to make a mistake and have to start over. 8 times negative 60, negative 480. Okay, my brain's still half working. Bear with me, guys. Here we go. Combine these things. I'm going to combine it into a nice purpley color. Now I need to name it, but I'm not going to call it A8B. I'm just going to call it AB, just for short. AB. It's just its name. Which two equations are combining A and B? How did I do that? I did A and 8B put together. Whatever. You can in fact just call this guy D if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter as long as you label things so you don't get lost. 77x. Use a calculator. Negative 35y. Z's are gone. Use a calculator. That's going to be negative 530, 550, yeah, use a calculator. 539. Negative 480 minus 59. Negative 539. Do not rely on mental math because one little error throws the whole problem off. Don't do that. So now it saved me a whole step of writing. See here on the previous one, I wrote them down and then multiplied and got this over here. So I eliminated this extra writing here. Did the work, I just did some thinking and wrote my workout right here like this. That'll actually help also whenever you get to matrices. Gaussian elimination is done the same way. That's Lego. Now I need to eliminate C. I need to eliminate Z in C. You know what I'm saying? I hope. So I know I need to use C. Okay, that's 4Z. I can easily just multiply this by 4. So I'm going to do C and 4B. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to copy C down. You could do 4B first. It's okay. Either way, you're more comfortable. Copy it down. Make sure you copy it down correctly. And now I'm going to do 4 times B. 4 times 9, 36. If you don't know, use a calculator. If you're only almost sure, use a calculator. Negative 16y minus 4z equals negative 240. Combine these guys. Again, I'm going to call this CB. Just drop off the 4. Could call it BC. Call it Bob. I really don't care. Just label it something. And I'll put it in blue. 41x negative 14y. These are gone. Negative 287. Okay, now you could do the same thing with CB and AB, but I'm looking at them. It's not going to be pretty. So instead, I am going to take the extra step to write them out and see what I need to multiply by. Do you have to? No, you can skip that step too. You can just write out. I bet it's going to be 77 CB and 41 AB. I bet that's what we're going to do. Let's find out. You could just do that, but I'm going to take an extra 10 minutes here. Okay, so I'm going to write down AB and CB. $77x minus 35y equals negative 539. $41x minus 14y is negative 287. Okay, so what's easier to eliminate? Well, they're both pretty nasty. But the y's, yeah, the y's have smaller coefficients. Now, I'm going to multiply by 14 and 35. Well, negative 35. If you're looking at it, you might see, oh, hey, wait. I don't have to multiply that. I can multiply something smaller. It's fine. They do have a least common multiple that you can use. But I'm going to go ahead and just do the 35 and the 14. That'll always work. It'll be bigger numbers, but it'll work. So I'm going to write down what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 14 times AB. And I'm going to do negative, because they're both negative, I need to change one of those, 35 times CB. And you could have skipped this step right here. See, I didn't do anything with this. I wanted to write it down so I could look at it. But I could just go straight to here. Calculator is a must. 77 times 14, 1078. X. Negative 35 times 14, negative 490. Y equals 14 times negative 539, negative 7,546. Okay. Now negative 35 times CB. Negative 1,435 X's. Double check that. Yep. And negative 35 times negative 14 is a positive 490. Don't mess up there. They're canceling out. And negative 287 times negative 35. 10,045. Sure, why not? Okay. Combine with the calculator. Don't not use a calculator. Negative 357 X equals 2499. I'm hoping I didn't mess up anything. Divide by negative 357. Please be a nice number. Negative 7. We're good. We're good. That doesn't guarantee we're right or wrong either way, but I'm gonna, for this class, I'm gonna make all of our answers nice and neat integers. Well, no, not necessarily. On the test, I will. I'll do it on the test. I'll make sure I have a coefficient 1 on the test. Homework problems, no guarantees. On the test, it's gonna be nice. So we got X. And then we go back, find out what Y is. The blue one's got smaller numbers, I'm gonna use that. 41 times negative 7 minus 14y equals negative 287. And I solved the last one by hand, so I'll do this one. I'm just shoving in the calculator. 41 times negative 7 minus 4. That's not 14 x, whatever your real is, it's got to be x in the calculator. Equals negative 287. Shift calc equals 0. Okay. So that's a perfectly fine answer. Y is 0. So then we go back to one of our originals. Does not matter which one. And look for the ones with the smallest coefficients. What am I solving for? I got X, I got Y. I need to get Z. So I'm going to go with B because it's got a coefficient 1 on Z. So if I'm doing it by hand, it'll be easier to do B. IMO. 9x, 4y, negative Z. What is that? red. So 9x minus 4. Doesn't matter, 0. Minus z equals negative 60. Okay, that's 3. You calculate. Do it by hand. That's negative 63. Oh, it's negative 3. See. Minus nothing minus z equals negative 60. And add 63 to both sides. 0 is just out of there. Negative z is negative 60 plus 63. Excuse me. Face is always on. Negative 60 plus 63 is 3. So negative z is 3. Divide through by negative if you must. Z is negative 3. So our answer, our final actual answer. A nice color sheet. How about brown? Ordered triple. X, Y, Z. That is my answer. That's it. That's done. No more work to do. And of course, on these, you could get no solution, you could implement many solutions. Same as with the system of 2 equations. I'm going to look at a couple application problems. Theater sells 3 types of tickets: general, senior, and child. Mark bought 9 general, 2 senior, 3 child tickets. So whenever we're dealing with an application problem, just get in the habit. List out what your variables are and what they mean. So I've got general. I'm going to change that to black. General, I've got senior citizen, and I've got child. So those are some good letters to me. You could use XYZ, you could use LMNOP, except only 3 of those. Whatever you want to use, don't care. As long as you tell me what they mean. So is it going to be the number of child tickets? Let's find out. Mark bought 9 general, 2 senior, and 3 child, so we know the number of them. Blah, 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 blah. Find the cost of each type of ticket. So cost, price, what are you going to call it? Price of child ticket. Price of senior ticket. Yeah. Price of general ticket. So G, S, and C are all prices. They're all monies. So we got some places for monies. So let's write out what we got going on here. I'm going to do it in red. 9 general. 2 senior. 3 children. That's $170. Sarah, okay, what your name is, got 5 general, 4 senior, 7 child. She paid $173. Kyle, you got that 4 general, 1 senior. I'll go ahead and put the 1. And 6 child. And paid $116.50. Make absolute certain that you've got it lined up correctly. General, senior, child equals constant. Okay, we're good. Now remember, for application problems, I'm not going to need to show you I'm not going to need you to show your work for me. Oh, you've got this calculator, don't you? Hopefully you do. Remember mode 5? Number 3 was a quadratic formula. Number 1 is a system of 2 equations. Well, number 2 is a system of 3 equations. Here we go. So just type it in there. 9, 2, 3, 70, 5, 4, 7, 173. 4, 1, 6, 116.5. And we get, it tells us x is 13.5. X is our first variable, g. So g is money. Oops. Here, the dollar sign only has one of these little things. I always put 2, whatever. 1350. Notice the calculator gave me 13.5, but we're dealing with money. 2 decimal places. That's the same thing as 13.50. $13.50. Hit it again. 1150. The senior citizen costs $11.50. Ooh, $2 savings. Get old. Child more expensive. Sorry, not good. $8.50. I guess they eat all the candy, so they ain't going there. And that's it. That's all you got to do for me. Now, if you're not part of my class, you got to do it by hand. Sucks for you. You don't have this calculator, you got to do it by hand. Sucks for you. But that's it. That's the answer. I'm good. We're good. Moving on along. Mason has a collection of 49-cent stamps, 20-cent stamps, and 3-cent stamps worth $23.55. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what are we going to label our variables. We got stamps, stamps, and stamps. ABC, XYZ, LMNOP, whatever the heck you want. I don't care. I'm going to do XYZ. As long as I say what each thing is. So the question is, how many of each does he have? So these are going to be number of, and I'll let X be the 49-cent stamps. Number of 3-cent stamps. Number of, oops, sorry. 20-cent stamps, number of 3-cent stamps. 49.23, 49.23. Could have done it the other way around. Does not matter. So now we've got to read and interpret what it's saying. So let's do that. It's worth $23.55. Now I'm assuming they're not collector's editions or anything worth extra money, so we'll take them at face value. So these are cents, that's dollars. Let's convert those. 0.49x plus 0.2 or 2.0 if you wish, y plus 0.03, not 3, 0.3, z equals 23.55. Now, that's one equation. We got 3 variables. We need 3 equations. Let's see what else we can get. He's got 56 total 49 and 20-cent stamps. Oh, hey. So 49, that's my X's, plus 20 cents, that's my Y's. And he didn't say 3 cents, so that's it. Zero, you can put a 0 Z's if you want. But that's what we got. And the number of 3-cent stamps is 9 more than the number of 20-cent stamps. So 3-cent stamps is Z. 9 more than 20-cent stamps. 20-cent stamps is Y, so Y plus 9. How many does he have? Now, this particular setup would lend itself very nicely to just use substitution. So we could substitute, but I'm not going to. We could plug in this expression for Y, and I could rearrange that, get Y over there. I could put both of these in terms of Y. So I could say Y equals 56 minus X, Z equals Y plus 9. Plug that in here, do extra work that I don't need to do. You could do substitution on this one. Put it in the right order and be done with it. Okay, so I'm gonna copy and paste this because I'm gonna need most of it. Same. This one's in the right order, but this one is not. So I'm gonna rewrite that. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna subtract Y from both sides. So I'll write that out. Minus Y, minus Y. I've got no X's, so I'm gonna skip some space. I've got negative Y's plus Z's equals 9. If you got confused there, all I did was rearrange this. I subtracted Y from both sides. Negative Y plus Z is negative Y plus Z. Y minus Y is nothing, plus 9 is 9. Okay. So if you want to, if it makes your life easier, put your zeros. Because you're going to have to put the zeros in the calculator. Because now we're done. I'm going to put it in the calculator and I'm going to be done with it. I'm not going to work this out by hand. Make you work one out by hand. The applications, do them in the calculator. I'm more interested in the setup. 0.49, 0.2, 0.03, 23.55. 1, 1, 0. Make sure you put it. Don't not put it. 36. 0, negative 1. That's tricky, trying to get you there. That negative 1, and then 9. We should get some nice numbers. If we don't, I screwed up somewhere. Let's see. 40. Okay. So X is 40. Put that over here. Y is 16. And Z is 25. And that's all, folks. So if you keep it in the right order, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z equals constants, you can just type it in the calculator and be done with it for application problems. So yeah, try the homework. If you've got any questions, message me on Google Classroom. That's it.